Hey, welcome back. Happy May. What day is it?
13th.
Wow. Look at that. Time's flying. I can't even believe it's Thursday. I don't even know the days anymore. How you
I
doing,
know.
Carol?
Hey, Sarah, how are you doing?
Good.
I was just gonna say, I can't believe the year, man. It's flying by. Like I thought, past years flew by, but this is nuts. Every
Yeah,
single time we hop on, we're like, the time's flying, and it really
I
is.
know. And it's not like we're doing anything different.
I
Like
know.
you'd think time would slow down since we're at home and this is what we're doing, right?
Right? Yeah.
But when you love what you do, like time flies and it's our biggest asset. And unfortunately, so many of us waste it.
Absolutely. You're right about that.
Yeah. Super excited for today's topic. We're getting a little deeper into the business side of things right now. Thank you all again for all of your support and watching us. We really appreciate you. Make sure you hit that follow button as well as that little bell so you can see when we are posting a new video and coming on live here. So thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. I love all the comments that we're getting. And if you guys ever want to get a hold of us, make sure you send us an email at mindsettheory. That's 2 T's in there, 101@gmail.com. All right, Kaily, you ready for this one? This one's going deep.
I'm ready.
Awesome. So today we are talking about strategy versus tactics. Big topic here. So what's the difference? What's the difference between strategy and tactics? So the best analogy that I can come up with that I heard this actually through a training, is that, let's say, have you ever worked in sales, or have you ever had salespeople on your team? If a salesperson makes a phone call, what's the salesman's outcome usually? To make a sale, to sell a product, right? But most people, when they're making sales calls, they're trying to sell something because that's what they do. And I've been there. I've even gone door to door selling stuff. That's the whole outcome. You're a salesperson, you're cold calling, you're making sales. But that's tactical. Because if you understand strategy will make your tactics work 10 times harder for you. So instead of picking up the phone and trying to sell something, ask yourself, especially if you're a small business owner, what are my strategic objectives? What else do I want to receive above and beyond this call? Do you want to build rapport? Are you creating a market where you're going to have multiple offers and you can keep them in your ecosystem? Are you setting up a referral program? If somebody signs up with you, you can give them a referral bonus coming in. Do you want to position yourself within the market, or are you creating new buying criteria for your industry? Because there's so many things with our strategic objectives that are tactical scripts. So when you do go to do those calls, it'll be designed to support it. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So I mean, so the strategy then, Sarah, is the big picture, right?
Yeah. So it's the overall picture. So like the end result, right?
Yeah.
Like Kaily, you're always talking about coming from the end. That's what this would be. So like Kaily, right now you're building a house, right?
Yeah.
You didn't go buy all the lumber, right? You didn't go buy all the lumber and be like, okay, let's figure this out. It's like it's not IKEA, right?
Yeah.
You went and you designed your house first. You got an architect and you had blueprints.
Absolutely.
That's strategy.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. So, exactly, right? You come from the end, like the big picture, that's your strategy.
Yeah.
And your your tactics to that is basically the smaller steps and short periods of time to get you to the end.
Yeah, so you're building your house. The next step is to get a carpenter, right? They're gonna put together the house. Then after, when you have the frame up, you're gonna bring in the electrician, right? Then you're gonna bring in the plumber. Then you're gonna bring in the finisher. Then you're gonna bring in the guy that does the cabinets, right? So you have these steps to get you to where you need to be in your strategy.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's important to you always have both, right? But
Yeah.
it's important to first have the strategy, right? Before the tactics.
Yes, you can't do anything worthwhile without both strategy and tactics.
Mm-hmm.
Because without strategy, without tactics, leads to paralysis by analysis. Have you ever heard
Yeah.
that one before?
Yeah. I think I heard it from you actually.
So
Yeah.
it's,
So yeah, so then Sarah, what makes a good strategy?
having the big picture. So a lot of people design their dream life around their dream business. But if you start by doing your dream life around your business, then you'll have your strategy. A lot of people try to do a lot of things at once, right? They're like, I need landing pages. I need a marketing team. I need advertising. What am I going to say on the advertising? What are my colors? What are my branding? And they get all caught up on the stuff, right? They get caught up on the stuff. But what is the objective? What is the end result? Right? Like you don't just buy the plywood and say build me a house. No, you design it the way you want it because that's your dream house. Should be the same thing when it comes to your marketing because you are marketing yourself.
Absolutely. And it kind of flows in with um yeah, like the market of yourself, your branding, and all that really is your core values, the things that you value,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So a solid strategy reflects your core values in
absolutely.
whatever it is that you're doing. Um and I mean, when you create a good strategy, the best thing is, like you just said, Sarah, is to focus on the desired end goal,
Yeah,
right? Because that's basically your foundation for everything you're going to put inside of it.
yeah. So you come from the end and you work your way backwards,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like that's so important. And the number one way to fail in your business is you look at larger companies or people in your industry who already have the success and you copy what they're doing.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
that's the number one way to fail because let me tell you that people who are already you never want to be you're going to start at number one, like you're starting at one, you're not starting at somebody's 50, right? So those people who are at the 50 have a larger scale, they have a larger agenda. But here's the thing, if you don't start, you'll never get anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Absolutely. So then, what would you say makes good tactics for your strategy?
I think having a sales team who has the same vision as you, who speaks the same language as you, who has the same goal, right? Who sees that vision as you, because tactics is the sale. It's the sale. And if you do not have sales in your business, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. That's it. You're just posting online, especially if you're in the online market, you have a hobby. So the scripts that you use, the conversations that you're having is what's going to drive traffic. It's what's going to drive people to you. It's you're going to get the referrals. You're going to know where to spend advertising when you do buy advertising. Because listen, you are going to spend money on marketing and advertising, but you don't have to do it from the beginning, especially if you're new in the online space. Because I can tell you right now, only 3% of people are buying, and 30% of people aren't even thinking of coaching. They're not even thinking of it. So if you're a coach or anything, they're not thinking of it. If you sell a product like you're in network marketing, they're not thinking of joining your team. Only 3 to 6% are open to it with the right offer. So how are you positioning yourself? What is your offer? How are you pricing yourself and packaging yourself? How are you showing up? 30% think they aren't interested, and 30% are definitely not interested. So if you come out with all this strategy and you start throwing money at ads and you're paying for ads and you're paying for marketing, how much money do you think you're wasting, Kaily?
All of it.
Yeah. Because let me ask you a question. When you get ads in the mail and it just says sale, 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 there's a sale, what do you do with it?
Oh, you just toss it.
Yeah.
That's actually funny you say that, because when we lived at our old house, we had a PO box. And
Mhm.
you go in there to get your mail, and there's the counter where you can read it, and there's a trash bin, and the whole top of the counter is filled with the ad that everyone got in their mailbox of,
Yeah.
get a new roof or a tin building, or like,
Yeah.
anything. All the ads. It's so funny that you say that. It's so true. So I mean,
So,
I love how you said tactics are people that have the same vision as you.
yeah. So your tactics is your sales team,
Yeah.
right? It's anybody in your business who's going to execute your strategy. So you might have a marketing manager, you might have a sales director, you might have a VP, you might have, accounting, you might have lawyers and whatnot, payroll. They're the ones who are going to execute your strategy.
A good tactic has a clear purpose that really aids your strategy. So
Yes.
this basically like experts in your strategy to help you like narrow down your strategy to get there faster, right?
Yeah. So if you're new, like if you're a coach or you're starting a consulting business and you're new, I highly recommend hiring a business coach, hiring a strategist who can help you create your vision, because somebody who's done it, who has the results that you're looking for, because it's going to save you. I'm going to tell you right now, you are going to spend a lot of money trying to figure it out on your own. It's a lot of trial and error. I know because I've been through it, trying to figure out, who works, who doesn't work, what doesn't work. So somebody who has the skills and the expertise, they're going to save you hundreds of thousands of dollars. Companies spend millions of dollars on strategists, millions. So Tony
Mhm.
Robbins always says he's a strategist first. He's a business strategist first before anything else. That's why he's $1 million for 8 hours.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So,
Because if you're running ads, like, so if you're just throwing money, so I get this a lot. I'm talking to a lot of people who are, they're like, well, I'm just trying to get my landing page ready. People don't even know who you are yet. If you are in the online market, please know this. Write this down if you take anything away from this episode. Online sales is a hell of a lot different from in-person sales. When you go to buy something in person, you are there for a reason. You go to Leon's or the furniture store for a reason. You are there with a purpose. People online don't know who you are or what you have to offer. So if you are spending $5, $6, $7,000 a month on marketing, you're wasting your money. You're throwing it away, because it doesn't matter how many ads you run. The majority of people are not interested. You're wasting 93 to 99% of your money. You're literally flushing that money down the toilet. You need to build communication and you need to build rapport. And if you don't have that, if you don't have that skill, the beautiful thing is it's a learnable skill.
mhm. That's so powerful, Sarah. And I'm so glad you brought that up, because so many people need to hear that. So
Mhm.
many people need to hear that, right? You start a business and you think to be seen, you have to invest in money in ads. And like you just said, someone's going to see the ad maybe, but they're not going to know anything about you, who you are, what you do. And nobody clicks on them,
No.
right? Unless they know who you are, and you're making a name for yourself and you're big, then they're going to click on it. But um it's so important to have your strategy and tactics always be in line with each other,
Yeah.
because so often we have, like, everybody has a different strategy for what their end goal is, right? And we all not we all, but a lot of people go online to search and do all this stuff for the tactics of it. And not every single tactic is going to work for your strategy.
Yep.
So you
That's
have to make sure that the tactics that you do have are absolutely in line with your strategy, right?
yeah.
Like, bring it back to the house thing. If you have the strategy and the blueprint of the house and it's made out of lumber, you're not going to use a tactic where it's made out of, say, brick
Yeah.
or stone or steel, right? So it has to be in line for you to get the best out of it. But it's
Tactics
yeah, go
tactics
ahead.
without strategy leads to the big shiny object syndrome,
Mhm.
right? Like you're like, okay, I'm just gonna start talking to people, but I have no place to drive them.
Yeah.
I have nothing to offer them, but I'm gonna start talking to them. And then you get frustrated because you started talking to them and they're interested in what you have to offer, but you don't have an offer for them yet.
That's so good.
It's like
And that's
building
what
a
it
wall
yeah.
and then finding out you put it in the wrong spot.
Right? Yeah. And that's so good because that's what you and I do, Sarah, is we show people how to create their strategy. And then once they do, we give them the tactics for that strategy, which is
Yeah.
huge. So if you don't have a strategy for your life and what it is you want, please send us an email. We're here to help you do that. We love doing that. Sarah and I have done it ourselves and we continue to do it every single day. But what's really, really cool about what you and I do, Sarah, and I love is that we're learning every day, but we know the tactics for the strategy, right?
Mhm.
And like I said, it's different for everyone, and we know the difference for everyone, which is so cool. And I love that we have mastered that and we're experts at it now because, like we've said in so many episodes, we shave years off your life when we can help you do that, right? So if you are looking for a big strategy for your life, it's never too late. I literally had a and your strategy, I'll say too, always changes because
Yep.
you're going to reach it. You're going to reach it. It's inevitable. If you work at it, you're going to reach it, and then you're going to create a new strategy with a bigger end goal, so to speak.
Yep.
Right? So your strategy is always changing. Your tactics for that strategy are always changing. But that's the cool thing about it.
Strategy and tactics go hand in hand. You can't have one without the other. You need both of them to be successful, but the strategy has to come first. So if you
Hmm.
have a big idea and you're excited about it and you're ready to execute it, send us a message. We're going to help you out.
Hmm. Absolutely. And I love it, right? It's fun doing it too. And it's so much more fun when you have somebody on your journey with you along the ride saying, feeding off each other and anybody can the saying is like you can lead a horse to the water but you can't make it drink.
Yeah.
That's the same thing if your mindset is, I have all these tactics and things that I know I can do but I don't know what I want to do, right?
Yep.
So
Yep.
if you're looking for that clear crystal image of what it is you want, your strategy, let us help you. We're so good at creating that with you and diving in deep with it. And I mean, it's so exciting because you share the wins along the way and you're like, how many messages do we get, Sarah, where it's like, holy shit, like I'm so happy that I'm doing this with you guys. Like not even a month
Yep.
into what it is we do, and people are like, oh my God, like I couldn't have done this without you. So
It's
cool.
amazing. But you know what else is amazing is we've met incredible people along the way who also help us out. So we might not have strengths in all areas, but we know a lot of people who have those strengths that help us out too along the way. So it's a one-stop shop, literally.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, if anybody has any questions, send us a message at mindsettheory101@gmail.com. And we are also doing, if you're a brand new entrepreneur and you're looking to start an online business, or maybe you're an online business and you're just not seeing the results that you want, and you're trying to stand out among the billions of people who are online, we are doing a free 2-day masterclass May 26th and 27th on Facebook. So make sure you check us out in the Mindset Theory Facebook group and come in and take up all of that knowledge and all that information we're going to be providing, because we're going to be sharing with you exactly how we created an award-winning sales team that generated over $5 million in revenue during the pandemic. So we're going to teach you everything. So come on over and watch us there.
I'm so excited, and we'll see you guys there and on the inside.
Awesome. Chat with you guys later.
See ya. Have a good weekend, Sarah.